Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So today I wanted to make a quick video addressing the house of Jamalullail, and particularly Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail, who is a Sayyid like me. My name is Sayyid Hassan Ali, and I am the last of the Imams from whom my lineage comes is Muhammad al-Taqi, and the house of Jamalullail is from the Ba'alavi Sadaat, which are from the line of Hassan. I am from the line of Hussein, but he is from the line of Hassan. So I wanted to address him directly, and I intend to travel to Perlis, and there's only 20,000 people in Perlis, so I imagine that it is accessible. There's some way to meet the king of Perlis, who is a Sayyid. Now, the reason I want to address him is that Ar-Rahman is the most comprehensive name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Ar-Rahman is the name that differentiated kuffar from mu'min in Makkah in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the kuffar would not recognize Ar-Rahman. And Haquq-e-Rahm is from Rahma. So when we seek help from relationships that are of the Raham, it is not different from seeking help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly, right? That's why in our religion there's ghaira, but there's also, you can eat from the house of your close relative without any sense of ghaira, right? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there will come a time, he was talking to the Sahaba, and he said, there will come a time where you will conquer Misr, you will conquer Egypt, and when that time comes, fulfill the Haquq-e-Rahm for the Misri, for the Egyptians, because your mother was an Egyptian. And who is he talking about? He's talking about Hazrat Hajara, who was from Egypt, and she was the mother of Ishmael, who was the father of the Arabs, and his mother was Hazrat Hajara from the Misris. So he's saying, how much time has elapsed between Ibrahim al-Islam and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Between Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hazrat Isa, there's 600 years. From Hazrat Isa to Hazrat Musa, there's another 600 or 1200 years. And from Hazrat Musa to Hazrat Ibrahim is another 1200. We're looking about 3,000 or 4,000 years. Right, so there's a 3,000-4,000 year difference, from Ibrahim al-Islam to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How many generations have passed in that time? But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that fulfill the Haquq-e-Rahm, in that time period. Now, our common ancestor is Hazrat Ali. My common ancestor was Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail, and I'm a Sayyid with Salimun Nasab, meaning I have my shajara going back. My ancestors kept it. It's a rare thing, but I have mine. And also, we're in the deen, we're supposed to have husn jan, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the Aqidah, and also the Aqidah of Sayyid Sirajuddin Jamalullail is that Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, which is that we should have husn zan about this thing. The Yahud say that we are from Musa or we are from Yusuf and this and that, and when they do the genetic testing, it is very clear that their claims are true, meaning they're very close relatives and blah blah blah. There's Jewish tribes being found in Afghanistan, Jewish tribes being found in, the East India that don't look Jewish, in Africa that don't look Jewish, but when you do genetic testing, they are Jewish, genetically speaking. And how long ago was that? 4,000 or 5,000 years. We're the youngest mazhab, youngest deen, youngest of the adyan, and so 1400 years is not that amount of time, is large amount of time. So my ancestors have kept our shajara, and of course the Yemeni Sadat. So based upon this, I have a Haquq-e-Rahm on Sayyid Sirajuddin Jamalullail, and I'm addressing him saying that I am a Sayyid. I have devoted myself my whole life to learning and teaching Quran, and I want to be made ghani so that I can devote myself full time to learning and teaching Quran and juhud fi aqamatuddin, and also establishing hujjah upon nas by giving dawat to the tawheed and dawat to fitra and dawat to deen, and establish the hujjah and be the Rasul of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make juhud for iqamatuddin. And I want to devote myself to this. And Allah has given me fiqr, He has given me aql, and so I know the way in which to do it. And because I've devoted my entire 20s to this process, I know what to do. I've studied in Pakistan, and my first ustad was a Shafi'i Ba'alavi Sharif or Sayyid from Hadramaut, which is the same place where the family of Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail is from. And so not only do I have a direct relationship through him of Haquq-e-Rahm, through our father Hazrat Ali and our mother Hazrat Fatima, and through being Ahl Bayt, being Ahl Muhammad, we are both Ahl Muhammad, and through that I have a Haquq-e-Rahm upon them. But also because my ustad was even closer to him, because he is also from Hassan. My ustad was from Hassan, and he is the one who taught me the Quran and the desire for Iqamuddin and introduced me to the deen to begin with. So because of all these reasons, I have a haqq on Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail. So now, establishing that haqq, this was the bayan to establish that haqq, and now let me make the action steps. So let me make the dava, or clearly state what I am requesting. So Perlis is a small 20,000 person state, so I intend to go there to try to meet the king. But even if I meet Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail, even if I meet him directly, what will happen is that he may not have within his immediate mal or his immediate mulk the ability to make me ghani. But the work I need to do has certain financial requirements, and I have financial, as a Sayyid, I want to have a large family, so I want to marry 4 women, and I have a lot of children, and so I have certain requirements, and, I'm an American, so there's a question about where will my family be, so maybe I get a Malaysian citizenship, or I get a citizenship somewhere else, because obviously I cannot live in America as a polygamist, and so, all these type of questions, it may not be within the power. So what I want to do is I want to, through Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail, I want to have introductions to the other 8 Malaysian kings, and specifically the King of Brunei, who is the king of Darul Salam, and is also very ghani, and he can then make me ghani for the work I want to do, and I can submit to him. I can be very clear about what it is that I'm trying to do, and I will. If you keep watching this channel, or you subscribe to this channel, you will get more information. Right now, I'm just addressing Syed Sirajuddin Jamalullail directly. I don't know what the honorific of him is, but Sayyid is the highest honorific that he can have. So if I'm saying Sayyid, there's a higher honorific than any title that he has. I think it's Raja, but the term Sayyid is higher and an honorific than Raja. So Raja is not necessary. He is a Sayyid. The Sayyid is greater than any Raja. And so I am making the request that he helps me to introduce to the King of Brunei and to the king of the other 8 Malaysian kings, so that they can make me ghani to do Iqamuddin and to learn and teach the Quran, and to create a large Sayyid family with me as a Sayyid man, and with Sayyid women, and as Malakut Amin, that will all be devoted to learning and teaching the Quran and the imamat of the Ummah. So that is the work I want to do. And if you're watching this, please, if you have any contacts, or there's any way for you to make this introduction, or if I come to Malaysia or go to Perlis and you're from Perlis and you have a consultation or nasihat for me as to the best way to get in contact with the king, with the Raja, with Syed Sirajuddin, please help me to do that, because I am doing the work of Iqamuddin. I need support in order to do it. And just the way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to give dawah to the people of Medina, he went to give dawah to the people, he didn't go to give dawah to the people, but he went to give dawah to the people of Taif, and he gave dawah, during the Hajj, and he gave dawah to the people to the Quraysh, and he gave dawah to as many people as he could reach out to. He stood upon the mountain and gave gave dawah to his house, and he fed the people, and then he gave Banu Hashim dawah toward Islam. In the same way, I'm giving you dawah to help me get in touch with someone who has amr, and who is ghani, and who has siyasi quwa, and I uh, who can benefit me in terms of the Iqamatuddin, who can be like Umar to me, and on whom I have Haquq-e-Rahm, because I am a Sayyid and he is a Sayyid, and because my Ustad was from the line of Hassan, and his line is from the line of Hassan, and everything that I learned from my Ustad in the Quran, who was a Yamani, a Shafi'i, and a Hadramoti, Ba'avali, Sayyid and Sharif, and who had ilm of the Quran, and he gave me ilm of the Quran at a young age, because he is of the same clan as my ustad, as my, of the person I am a shagird or a student of, the person I sought ilm from, that I also have a second haqq on him, that, you know, in honor of, in adab of my alim ustad, and in adab of our father Hazrat Ali, and in adab of Hazrat Fatima, and in adab of the fact that I am a Sayyid. If Sayyids do not do adab of a Sayyid, if we don't do the adab of each other, who will do the adab of the Sayyids? So because we are both from Banu Hashim, we both have the highest lineage amongst Bani Adam, we have Haquq-e-Rahm upon each other that are very strong, and this is the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to honor these type of ties. So to show the ummah, to be a leader of the ummah, he has to honor these ties. So if you can help this process happen, please help it happen, and I will talk to you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.